All right, let's dive in. If you're getting ready for the IELTS test, you know that speaking section can feel like a total black box, right? Well, today, we are going to change all of that. We're pulling back the curtain, demystifying this thing, and giving you a clear strategic guide to nailing that high score.
So let me start with the question I get all the time. Is the IELTS speaking test just a friendly chat? I mean, it kind of feels like one, doesn't it? You walk in, say hello, you talk about your work or your hometown. It seems pretty casual. But is that what's really going on? Well, the answer is a huge, resounding no. It is absolutely not a casual chat. Think of it more like a performance with a hidden script that the examiner is following. And the best part? Once you know that script, you can prepare for your role. And that is exactly what we're going to do right now. We're going to break this down into 4 parts. First, we'll map out the interview structure. I call it the 3-act interview. Then, we'll look at the examiner's secret scorecard. After that, we'll stock your high-band speaking toolkit. And finally, we'll wrap it all up in a peak performance plan you can start using immediately.
Okay, first up, the 3-act interview. Honestly, just understanding the structure of this 11 to 14-minute test is probably the single biggest thing you can do to get rid of that pre-test anxiety and walk in feeling confident. So think of the whole test like a short play in 3 acts. Part 1 is your warm-up, designed to get you talking. Part 2 is your big moment, the monologue, where you're in the spotlight. And Part 3 is the deep dive, where the conversation gets a lot more abstract. Each part is there for a reason and tests a different part of your speaking skills.
Let's get into the weeds a bit. In Part 1, they'll ask you about really familiar stuff. Your family, your studies, maybe some technology you use. Your one job here is to extend your answers. No one-word replies. Then, in Part 2, you get a cue card with a topic. You have exactly 1 minute to prep, and then you talk for 1 to 2 minutes. Easy enough. Finally, Part 3 circles back to the topic from Part 2, but makes it bigger, more abstract. This is your chance to really show off your analytical thinking.
And now for the part that really changes everything. Understanding how you're actually graded. And listen, this isn't some big secret. The criteria are public, and once you understand them, it's like someone just handed you the answer key to the test.
Everything you say is measured against these 4 pillars, and each one is worth 25% of your score. First, fluency and coherence. Basically, do you speak smoothly and do your ideas connect logically? Next, lexical resource. Are you using a good range of vocabulary, things like idioms and collocations? Then, grammatical range. Are you using a mix of sentence structures, not just simple ones? And finally, pronunciation. Can the examiner understand you easily?
And I really want to focus on pronunciation for a second, because this trips so many people up. The goal is not to get rid of your accent. Your accent is part of you. All that matters is clarity. As long as what you're saying is clear and easy to understand, you're golden. Okay, let's talk about pausing. There's a huge difference between good hesitation and bad hesitation. Pausing for a second to search for an idea, that's totally natural. It shows you're actually thinking. But pausing because you're desperately searching for a word or a grammar rule, that's what we call language hesitation. And that's a red flag to the examiner that you have a vocabulary gap.
So, we know the structure, we know the rules of the game. Now, let's get you the tools you need to play and to win. This next part is all about specific, actionable things you can do to boost your score in all 4 of those areas.
Here is one of my favorite tools, especially for those tricky Part 3 questions, the Oreo method. It's a super simple way to make sure your answers are always well-structured. You give your opinion, then a reason, then a specific example, and then you wrap it up by restating your opinion. Like, in my opinion, technology is vital for education. The reason is that it gives students access to so much information. For example, my niece learned an entire programming language using free online tutorials. So yeah, I absolutely believe it's a huge positive. See, it just works.
Okay, a few more high-impact tools for your kid. First, use signposting phrases. Words like, on the other hand, or to illustrate this point. They act like verbal signposts that guide the examiner through your thoughts. Second, paraphrase the question. This is such a smart move. Instead of repeating the question back, rephrasing it instantly shows off your vocabulary. Third, focus on collocations, those word pairings that just sound natural together, like heavy traffic, not big traffic. And finally, if you're feeling confident, try to sprinkle in some natural idiomatic language. These are the little things that really push your score up.
You know, theory is one thing, but it is totally useless without practice. So let's put all of this into a simple, effective training plan that you can start this week.
First up, the number 2.
I want you to record yourself doing 2 full mock speaking tests every single week. All 3 parts, back to back. This is all about building up your stamina for that 14-minute interview.
Next, the number 10. This one's specifically for part 2. Every single day, practice with 10 different cue cards. I know, it sounds like a lot, but this is the absolute best way to get comfortable thinking fast and talking about any topic they might throw at you.
And for every single one of those cue card practices, you need to be timing yourself. The magic window is 1 to 2 minutes. This trains you to say just enough, not too little, and not too much. It's a key skill for test day.
But here's the secret sauce that makes all this practice actually work. You need a feedback loop. Step 1, record yourself. Your phone is perfect for this. Step 2, self-audit. Listen back to your recording with those 4 scoring criteria in front of you. Be honest. And step 3, target one weakness. Maybe you notice you're repeating the same words over and over. Great. For your next session, your entire focus is on improving that one thing. That's how you get better.
So, to wrap it all up, the IELTS speaking test is not some mystery. It's a performance. And now you have the script. You know the 3 acts, you know the scoring rules, and you have a training plan. The only real question left is, what's the one skill you're going to start working on this week?